Alright, so here we have a cubic polynomial here that we want to solve. So first we want to get the factors, and we're using the factor theorem to help us. So we try plug values and see which of them equate the equation to 0. So the constant there is 15. So I guess the values we'll try, remember you want to try values which are factors of the constant. So the values would be 1, or if 1 don't work, you try -1. And if that don't work, then the next step would be to try 3 and 5, because 2 definitely wouldn't work, and 4 definitely is neither 2 nor 4, none of them are factors of 15. Alright, so we try 1 first, because since 1 is definitely a factor of 15, we try 1. So f of 1 cube, that is 1. 1 square is also 1. 1 to any power is 1. Minus 17 times 1, that's 17. Plus 15. Alright, we add the 1 plus 1, that's 2. 2 and the 15 give us 17. Take away 17, so it works. Alright, so therefore, since x equal 1 work, then x minus 1 is a factor. Alright? Because the remainder there is 0. So, now, usually we use long division to get the other factor. But we want to use a method that we call synthetic division, a very easy method. Alright? So how it works, we just form a little box sort of like, you put in the coefficients of the original polynomial here. We have 1, the coefficients, so x cubed is 1. For x squared is 1x squared. For the x is -17. And the constant is 15. Alright? And you put the known solution here. Now x minus 1 is a factor, which means one of the brackets is going to be x minus 1. So x equal 1 is a solution to this equation. Of course, when you sub 1, you get 0, so x equal 1 is the solution. But the factor is x minus 1. But we use the solution, not the factor. Alright? So 1 is the solution. Alright? Because if you equate x minus 1 to 0, then x equal to 1. Now, so first thing we do is bring down the first value, which will be the coefficient of the x cubed. And then you multiply by the solution here, 1, the known solution. Alright, x equal 1 is a known solution there, right? So you multiply 1 times 1, you get 1. And you add 1 and 1, that's 2. You multiply 1 times 2, that's what, 2. And you're always adding -17 plus 2, that's -15, right? Then you multiply 1 times -15, that's -15. And when you add them, you get 0. So what these values represent? These values represent the coefficient of the quadratic you're going to get now. As I said, normally we usually do long division. So we're going to rewrite this. We're going to rewrite the polynomial like this. So x equals x cubed plus x squared minus 17x plus 15 equals 0. We're going to rewrite it like this. So x minus 1 was a factor, we know that. And the quadratic now, that you'd normally get from long division in the previous videos, would be, these are the coefficients. So 1x squared, so this is it, what we call a, for the quadratic a, b, c. So ax squared, so that's 1x squared, plus bx, which is 2x, and then its constant is -15. Alright? And I know we are all experts at factorization, or we should be experts at factorization. Alright, so we factorize the quadratic there. Factorize the quadratic there. So we have x times x give us x. And the two last terms must multiply to give -15, right? But it's a positive 2, so the bigger value would have to be positive. X plus 5, and then -3. And of course, how do you test it? Expand this, and you're supposed to get x squared plus 2x minus 15. And when you expand everything here, it's all about rewriting the cubic polynomial here. So when you expand all these brackets here, you must get the original expression. No, and we're done. X minus 1 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. Equate all brackets to 0. X plus 5 equals 0. So x equal 1, x equal -3, and x equal -5. And how do you know if these solutions are accurate? When you plug any of these x values into the polynomial here, it should equate it to 0. Let's try another one. Okay, so here we have another one. Let's try this and see if we can get one of the factors. Alright, so we try 1. The obvious one, we'll try and go to first, right? So it's f of 1. So f of 1 is 1 cubed, that's 1, minus 5, and then minus 2 times 1, that's minus 2, plus 24. This is definitely not equal to 0. I don't know what it is, but it's not equal to 0, so we're not interested in what it is. Alright? We have no interest if it's not 0. Let's try f of minus 1. F of minus 1, that's minus 1 to the power of 3, that's negative 1. That's negative 5, because negative 1 squared is positive 1, right? Times negative 5. And then negative 2 times negative 1, that's positive 2, plus 24. That's definitely not equal to 0, so we're not interested. Let's try positive 2. 2 to the power of 3, that's 8. Minus 2 squared, that's, what's 2 squared, that's 4. 4 times minus 5, that's minus 20. And then minus 2 times 2, that's minus 4. Plus 24. Let's see what this is. So this is 8, and so this is definitely not equal to 0. Let's try minus 2. F of minus 2, minus 2 to the power of 3, that's negative 8. Minus 2 squared, that's 4. 4 times minus 5, that's minus 20. And then here we have x is minus 2, right? So minus 2 times minus 2, that's positive 4, plus 24. Let's see what this comes to now. Oh, so 24 and 4, that's 28. Cancel this, and this is, so this is 0. So therefore, since x equal negative 2 work, x plus 2 is a factor, which means x equal negative 2 is a solution. Alright? So x equal negative 2 is a known solution. So we use synthetic division, as we call it, to get the coefficients of the quadratic that you would normally get by doing long division. Now, again, this thing here, synthetic division, we use the coefficients of the original cubic equation. So x cubed, it's 1x cubed, right? So that's the coefficient. X squared, the coefficient is minus 5. Minus 2x is minus 2. And positive 24. Alright? So 1, minus 5, minus 2, positive 24. We'll put a known solution here. The known solution is what? Negative 2. Right? Because x equal negative 2 make the equation 0. So x equal negative 2 is a known solution. Alright? So first we always bring down the first coefficient. Like that. Then you multiply the solution by the coefficient. So minus 2 times 1, that's minus 2. Alright, and you add minus 5 and minus 2, that's minus 7. Then you have minus 2 times minus 7, that's positive 14. Then you add negative 2 plus positive 14, that's positive 12. Then you put minus 2 times minus 12, that's negative 24. That's negative 24. When you add it with this positive 24, you get 0. So these are the coefficients of the quadratic. So this was the original thing, x cubed minus 5x squared minus 2x plus 24 equal to 0. We're going to rewrite it as x plus 2, because x plus 2 is a factor. And then the other factor is the quadratic here. 1x squared minus 7x plus 12. And you equate that to 0. And we need to factorize the quadratic now. Alright, which two numbers now? Add, multiply to give 12. And add to give that. Negative 3 and negative 4, right? Good. So this would factorize into that. So therefore, equate each bracket to 0. So what are the solutions? X equal minus 2. When you equate this to 0, you get x equal to 3. And when you equate this to 0, you get x equal to 4. Those are the solutions. And you can test them if you plug any of these values into this thing here, this cubic polynomial here, it should equate to 0. We already tried minus 2 from here, so you can try it. Alright, so that's it. So some people prefer this method to the long division. It's up to you. Alright, so we end. See you in the next video.